Hello there. You know the drill by now. New SMG4 video, 2 new community posts, and one of them being Mr WPNZ's character reveal. So let's just get started because I'm hyped. The newest video, called SMG4 Enough is Enough. This video was a continuation of the last episode, where at the start, Karen and SMG4 interrogate Mario for a bit, and Karen goes slightly mad, which, yeah, is justified. But then Mr WPNZ saves Mario because he still needs Mario's help at this point. Or at least, I believe that's the case. So he starts firing at SMG4 and Karen to help Mario get away with a robot arm. This will be important. He sends flares to help Mario escape. Karen and SMG4 try to follow him, but Mr WPNZ briefly blinds them with a flashbang. Then WPNZ tells Mario he wants him to create a distraction. So he does the stickman dance, and Mr WPNZ basically calls him stupid, which is fair. So he takes matters into his own hands. Ironic. So he brings out a robot hand, which latches onto Mario and starts flying around with it. And Mario is fine about this, but when WPNZ starts shooting fire, that's when Mario gets worried. And then the big one, he fires a grenade at SMG4, which blows his ass up, leaving him very injured. And that takes him out of the video. And then the hand on Mario leaves. So I believe SMG4 was Mr WPNZ's target here. And he knows Mario will have to take him away, leaving Karen isolated. Which is exactly what WPNZ wants. I feel like. He wants to make sure Karen has no help. And she has to face him on her own. Although the SMG4 crew, minus SMG4, so I guess just the crew, will definitely be involved in some way. Mario will probably go get help after getting the injured SMG4 to safety. But until then, Karen is on her own. And then Karen goes on her own with the walkie-talkie Mario had. Then while she goes up the stairs, she basically falls and starts doubting herself. Then she remembers she's doing it for her family. Then snaps out of it and proceeds to somehow break falling debris with a crowbar. Fucking hell, don't know how she did that. Then makes it up the stairs and sees the hand WPNZ used to blow up SMG4 and gives the hand the walkie-talkie, and Mr WPNZ starts speaking, and Karen instantly recognises him, and he reveals he's been tracking her down for several years, and then he reveals to Karen that she's been going in circles this whole time, because he and her kids are at her house, and so he tells her to hurry home, which does kind of prove that, you know, he does want her to be isolated from any help. Then the episode ends on a cliffhanger, once again, not surprised. So, not a bad episode. A lot happened. I deferred this episode over the previous two, because I'm more of an action guy, I'm going to be honest. Although I still do love lore. So, let's just move on to the community post now. Now, with the first community post, this one is pretty simple. The caption reads, "It's almost time." Now, this could mean the movie is soon, and if it doesn't, then I have no clue what it means. And in the post, we see Karen is still in the room from the end of the last episode, but in this, she's looking at someone, and we can see the shadow of who that person is. Now, real quick, I'm going to be straight up for a sec. I didn't realise there was someone's shadow there when I first saw this, but I noticed, like, yesterday or something that someone was there. So, yeah, I'm a bit stupid for that. So this person who Karen is looking at, it's actually Mario, surprisingly, which shows that Karen probably won't be on her own, and it seems early on she'll have help. Now, there is no SMG4 in this picture, obviously, and no one else from the SMG4 crew either. So Mario's there to help, but I'm not sure about anyone else right now. Anyway, that's about it for this community post, so let's just move on to the last one, which has got me the most hyped. Now, there is no caption for this community post, which this is the first one in this arc where there is no caption. It is simply a picture. Now, this picture has basically confirmed that Mr WPNZ is the father, because this picture is like a family photo. And we can see Mr WPNZ's body, but not his face, because his face has been ripped out, obviously to hype up the reveal. But as to the lore reason, Karen scratched his face out to forget him properly. But anyway, his design is sick. He's got robot arms. That's why I said earlier it's ironic that he has to take measures into his own hands, because he ain't got any hands. And also, he's really tall. I don't think he's as tall as a certain someone I don't want to mention in this episode, because I want to go at least one episode without mentioning them. So yeah, which, you know, it does make sense that he's tall. You know, if he is working for Hitman Inc., you know, it does make sense he'd be, like, jacked and all that. Yeah. I've got to say, this might be my favourite design from SMG4. I do really like this design. Like, he's very cool. Also, that tie he's wearing, a lot of people have pointed out it may be a knife, which I do believe is the case. And I know in the picture, the kids didn't seem to recognise him, but they were probably too young to remember him. I know in this picture they look the same as how they do in, like, the actual videos. But, like, maybe in the movie we'll get a more accurate version of this picture to when the kids are just baby kittens. Maybe. But, anyway, that's really it. But I would just like to say real quick that my last video has gotten me a decent amount of views. In fact, it hit 100 views in 3 days. Now, for me, that's really good. And I'm going to be honest, I wasn't even really proud of that video. So, thank you for that. I do appreciate it. But, yeah, I haven't really got anything else to say other than people think that this week may be the trailer for the movie, which, yeah, that could be the case. But they usually upload the trailers on Saturdays when it's WODFI. And no, it ain't going to be WODFI. It's too early for that. I see a lot of people saying that it's going to be WODFI. To that I say, no, it ain't. In fact, I wanted to shoot this theory down, because I did some research, and it turns out 9 out of the 14 WODFIs have been in October, including the first 4 WODFIs. There has only ever been 2 WODFIs in August, 2 in September, and 1 in November. So it ain't going to be WODFI. There is no chance. But yeah, that's all I really wanted to say. So, goodbye. Hello. While editing this video, SMG4 did release a new community post, and it shows Mr Weapons at Karen's house as expected. Now, I haven't really got anything wrote down for this, so I don't really know what to say. In my next actual video, I'll make a full-on, like, statement about this. So, yeah, I just want to, this kind of just popped up while I was editing this video here. So, yeah, that's it. That's really it, really. Bye.